What's up, everybody? Today is episode number 6, and it's the Green Goblin and Mary Jane 2-pack for my Spider-Man Animated Series saga. So here they are, and let's take a look at the packaging first. This absolute brick. So here's the brick box, basically. And there's the artwork right there. Has a nice 90s animated logo there on the front. All the nice big bold letters there. And let's take a look here at the side. Not much going on, just the same kind of artwork going there, nothing on the bottom. Same logo on the top. And on the side right there, it's got like that VHS type style. Looking pretty decent. And there's the back with the look at the figures right there. So that's pretty much it for the box. So let's take a look at Mary Jane. So let's take a look at the Mary Jane figure first, because it's probably the least interesting one out of the 2-pack. Because, to be honest, it is kind of a throw-in, but at least it's a more important character. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't say that more important than Aunt May, but, I mean, it's at least a little bit more important. But here's the face sculpt. You can see they have little dimples on the sides of the face for the smile. It's a really nice added detail. The photoreal tech looks pretty good. Do love the sculpt work for the hair. This does look pretty good, just like MJ. And I do love how they put the little black there as a kind of little animation thing. Nice wrinkles on the shirt, wrinkles on the jeans right there. Nice sculpt work for the dump truck. Got a nice little sculpt work for them boots, little cowboy boots. And the joints are all pinless. They're pinless on the legs there. And I guess I would consider the arms pinless, technically, even though it's just single jointed. But yeah, it's a very nice sculpt work. Nice little butt right there. And that's pretty much it for the details. So let's take a look at the articulation. So head can't really move back at all, because it is just hindered by that hair. Yeah, that's not moving anywhere. And moving it forward makes it look a little weird. Does have some side to side. The arms don't have any butterfly joints, but they go all the way around. Then go up about that far. And back down. And then taking a look at the elbows. They have the same joints as Aunt May, so it can hinge up and swivel around. The wrists can rotate around, and they do have a hinge, so it goes up and down like so. Right there. And mine actually has a mold thing on it. That's a little bit unsightly. Is that a mold numbering? That does not look good. But anyway, she does have a diaphragm joint. And let me just see if it has the mold thing on the other hand, too. I guess not. No, that's really weird. But anyway, she does have the diaphragm joint. Has kind of a waist swivel, but I wouldn't even count it because it doesn't barely move. She has no drop-down hips, so her legs can go forward only about that far. And back, not so much because of that dump truck. She does have a thigh swivel. Does have double-jointed knee, something Aunt May couldn't do. And for the foot can go up about that far, down about that far, and she does have an ankle pivot. So that's pretty much it for the articulation. Not too bad of a figure. She does look good next to Peter, but time for Green Goblin. So here's the Green Goblin figure. And man, that head sculpt looks so good. That is unmistakably the 90s Green Goblin. A little bit of a mold line there, but not too bad. I think it looks perfect. Man, I just love the way that was painted. He does have pretty much a basic body going on. He does have like the gold there on the little satchel strap. As part of one of his accessories. I do love the sculpt work though put into it. But yeah, he's pretty basic, all things considered. He does have pin joints, so you can see the ugly pins there, unfortunately. He does have very nicely detailed little belt, and he does have a different colored, like, lower crotch section area than the torso. So it's a little bit of a different color. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But yeah, I got some basic buck legs, and the boots and gloves actually have like a sort of detailing to it. But yeah, the details, I mean, they aren't too bad. You got a lot of nice wrinkles there in the suit, but that's pretty much it for the details on Green Goblin. So the Green Goblin figure is pretty good, but there's a problem. And that problem is the type of plastic used. He's gummy. Like, he's more gummier than Gumby. And it just makes it even more of a problem just because, like, it's so freaking Gumby. I mean, great, now I'm going to be saying Gumby. But it's just so gummy. Like, I don't even know how to really even say more other than that. Because just look how much movement you get out of those legs and stuff. There should not be that much wiggle room. And just one of the main issues I'm having is the fact that it's so gummy, there's actually a tear in one of my joints. And that might actually rip off one day. So, articulation and stuff, I have to be very limited. Like, really, Hasbro? I have to be careful so that way that does not rip off. But that leads into the articulation. So, let's get into that. So, the head can go up about that far because it is on that disc hinge. You know I love that disc and ball hinge. So it goes up about that far, down about that far. That piece keeps coming up. I wish they glued it down. Wish it wasn't a separate piece. Same thing with the satchel. That's a separate piece too, which it's just really annoying. No bicep butterfly joints, but arm does go all the way around. Arm goes up about that far. Does have a... Yeah, God, these joints are so gummy. It does have a bicep swivel. And I'm going to be really careful with this arm. I'm not going to bet too much, but he does have double jointed elbows. Yeah, that thing looks like it's about to rip off. I don't even want to play with that too much anymore. So I'm going to use this arm. So I got double jointed elbows right there. So it goes up about that far before it hits the glove. And of course, the wrists have a swivel and a hinge. So I can swivel all the way around like that. And it does have a hinge right there. So putting that arm back down. It does have an ab crunch, classic ab crunch. So it crunches forward about that far. And back about that far. Right there. It does have a waist swivel, so we can swivel all the way around. No drop down hips, so leg can kick up about that far. Kick back about only that far. Does have a thigh swivel. Does have double jointed knees, which go back about that far. And for the foot can go up or down about that far and up about that far. He does have ankle swivel or ankle pivot. And he does have a boot cut, actually. I kind of forgot about that. So that's pretty much the articulation for the Green Goblin figure. It's nothing special. It's pretty much your basic articulation with this buck. So, taking that aside, let's get into some size comparisons. Before we get into size comparisons, I actually forgot about accessories, so we're going to go through that now. But I'm going to say, Hasbro, you dropped the ball on the Green Goblin. But that's okay. So, Mary Jane comes with 2 open hands, 2 fists, and not much else. Green Goblin has the 2 open hands, and he does have his satchel, of course, and he does have the pumpkin bomb. And the pumpkin bomb is detailed pretty nicely. You know, it's nothing special. It is a pumpkin bomb. That's what I can say about it. But he does have an extra head accessory, which is the Norman Osborn head. And the photoreal tech looks pretty good on it. I don't know, he kind of looks a little gay to me, but doesn't look too bad. You can have him hold the Green Goblin mask. But he does come with the glider, And this is the glider. Has a very nice animation accurate front of the glider there. Very nice sculpt work all around. It's a pretty basic glider. Some little bit of paint on the turbine there. Does have one of those ball things if you do have a glider stand. I don't know why all gliders don't come with the stand. They should. But anyway, let's put him on the glider. So to put him on, you basically just kind of feed the feet through, and they just hook on top of those little pointy parts on the shoes, and they just kind of fit in there pretty snug. I think he fits in the glider pretty well. And when posing him on the glider, he looks pretty good on it. So here's the size comparison. So again, with Doc Ock and Aunt May, I put them next to each other. I'm doing the same here. So here's both Mary Jane and Green Goblin next to the animated Spider-Man. I think this works out pretty well. Very good comparison there with that figure. I think that figure is the perfect animated Spider-Man figure. And then here they are next to the disappointing Aunt May. So I think the sizing there is pretty well. Not too shabby. And here they are next to the black suit Spider-Man. Which again, this black suit Spider-Man is too big. Don't know why they used this body, but they did. And here they are next to the Marvel Legends Retro card Shocker. And they look pretty good next to the Shocker. So that's how they look together. And taking him away, here they are with the Mysterio from the Retro card. So they look pretty good together there. And here they are next to my Doc Ock from the animated series. Doc Ock who doesn't like to stand, so I kind of have to hold him a little bit and help him because he's a big baby. So that's how they look next to Doc Ock. And here they are next to my SDCC Retro card Venom from the animated series. So that's how they look together, and they look pretty good. Not too bad at all. And this one is a work in progress again, painting the little web things on his arms. And for one final comparison, here they are next to the Retro card Rhino, which is not exactly the animated series Rhino, but it's close enough. And let me just get Rhino more into frame here. So there they are next to the Rhino. I think Rhino's still too big. But this Green Goblin Aunt May pack, Mary Jane pack is pretty good. And as far as like final thoughts go, it's not a bad set. You can get some cool poses out of them. Mary Jane's a bit limited, but not as limited as Aunt May, so Mary Jane gets a +1 for that. The Mary Jane figure, I like it. I still feel like it's a throw-in. I feel like they could have just made a separate pack with both Aunt May and Mary Jane if you wanted those. But I guess the Mary Jane and Green Goblin 2-pack makes a lot more sense than the Aunt May and Doc Ock one did. Because Mary Jane and Green Goblin were part of a little story arc. But it looks really good next to the animated Spider-Man, so I have really no complaints too much about the Mary Jane one. And as far as Green Goblin goes, it's a good figure. It's just, it really suffers from that gummy plastic. Especially with mine having that tear in it, it's just not good. Norman Osborn head sculpt's pretty cool. The accessories are what you expect. I just wish it came with the glider stand. I don't know why they just didn't put a glider stand in it. I feel like they should have. I mean, they really should have. But he looks really good posed up next to Spidey, and I just feel like maybe he could have used some fisted hands, maybe. Maybe something like that. I feel like would have been pretty good. But yeah, that's it for this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you.